Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got you your latest forecast on a Tuesday. And yesterday started June, slightly below average temps in Charleston. Had a high of 76, low at 52. Average high yesterday was 79. Had a few passing rain showers last night. There is a slight chance for a few showers and some brief thunderstorm potential today. So be mindful of some local rainfall out of this, especially in areas near the high elevation spots, southeast, southern West Virginia. Then some areas of dense fog overnight. The main front is well south of us, but we do have a trough extending north overhead. Just hanging on before high pressure moves in, and we'll be in for a dry and sunny and warming forecast this week after today. Fly Zero forecast, it starts at home. Washington, D.C., 76, sunny today, 82 tomorrow, warming up near 88, sunshine on Thursday. From Panhandle to Panhandle, low chance for a few showers, highs in the 70s. Most of us up here likely dry as high pressure's just knocking on the doorstep here. Highs up to the mid-70s. Fair tonight, lows around 50. In eastern areas, likely dry to the east. Again, some spots especially favoring near and west the Allegheny. A few showers and storms are going to be possible today. Then drying out tonight, lows in the upper 40s to near 50. Watching for a chance of some showers and storms. A briefly moderate and localized heavy shower can't be ruled out. To the west will be likely dry there. Highs in the 70s. Some areas of dense fog with showers coming to an end at some point overnight. To the south, a chance of a morning shower and then a chance of an afternoon shower and thunderstorm today. Low chance of showers tonight with areas of dense fog. Chance of a shower, slight chance of a thunderstorm in Charleston. Warm, highs mid-80s to near 90 later this week. And then in the long term, I'll watch for some chances of showers and storms by the end of the weekend.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
The Granville Super Regional. It's got a great ring to it, doesn't it? It's Metro News Talkline, and we are underway.
Do not attempt to change the station. You are surrounded. We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the Metro News Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is Metro News Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set lineup link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Cue Dave and TJ. You're on. Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Welcome inside the Encova Insurance Studios. Good morning, Dave in Morgantown, TJ in Charleston, and you are listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state. Perhaps you're watching the Metro News TV app. We appreciate that as well. Facebook Live and YouTube. Yeah, we're going to get into baseball. Going to get into that today. Brad Howe will join us. And I don't know who approved this. Probably nobody. That's why we're going to do it. Producer Ethan will make his Talkline debut. He was up on what has been dubbed Randy's Ridge for the game last night. We'll get his perspective later on. In the meantime, Brad McElhinny, Larry Pack will stop by as well, and McDowell County Delegate David Green. I can be often accused of over-romanticizing the game of baseball. That's probably a fair accusation, but if you could not get excited for what you saw last night at Kendrick Family Ballpark, you might want to check your pulse. It was drama. It wasn't the greatest baseball. It's better than some of the other games I've seen this week, but there was drama, there were highs, there were lows, there was a walk-off win, and quite possibly the best baseball atmosphere that I have seen in my days covering the sport from T-ball all the way up to collegiate baseball. A great atmosphere, a great time, and history made last night. With all of that, say good morning to TJ Meadows in the Charleston studios. Morning, TJ.
Good morning. Last night wasn't so much like a sporting event as it was like a drama. You don't have to be a baseball fan to have watched, be entertained, and liked what happened last night. It was more like a movie. It was more like, the build-up and it all coming together at the end in this Cinderella-type story. And that's the thing that makes it so relatable. I think I talked to a lot of people, Dave, who aren't big baseball people, who aren't necessarily even Mountaineer fans, who have been following what's been happening, and they're captivated by that.
DJ, it even had the Greek tragedy story arc to it, right? You get off to a hot start. Gavin Kelly homers. You build a 5-1 lead. You're cruising into the 7th inning. 2 outs, 2 strikes. And then then the fall from grace, right? Then a couple of hits, the 2 home runs. It's tied up. And then the great redemption comes at the end. Montesa comes in, gets 2 critical outs. And then, fittingly, it's Amani Guzman with the walk-off single there in the 10th inning. It had everything. It had everything you'd want, and the national stage was focused on West Virginia last night, and you couldn't have asked for a better outcome. Here's how it sounded on ESPN2 last night.
In the center field, it gets down. Around third is Cresser. Cue Country Roads. West Virginia wins it in 10.
And how cool, if you were watching the broadcast, the producer last night makes the right call to not cut away in the middle and just let that whole thing roll out. Armani Guzman, they caught him singing on a hot mic there in the dugout. I mean, it's Hollywood stuff, TJ. It's Hollywood stuff. If you can't get excited, you might be dead.
Turning
around,
excited
from last night.
Pointing to his mama, saying, "Thanks, Mom, for all you do." I mean, it had everything that you needed.
After the game, of course, Coach Steve Sabins, he was excited as he was addressing the media last night.
Goal, since I've been here for 11 years, has been to do things that have never been done in program history, and to be able to do that again this season is certainly special. Just couldn't be more excited for the players and the staff that have dedicated their lives to doing this and dedicated their lives to being part of a team.
Gavin Kelly, he was named the tournament, the Morgantown, I almost slipped up there, TJ, the Granville Regional Most Valuable Player, and he was not the only one that had a great performance through the region, but he was the MVP last night.
Be able to represent the state and be able to play for them, it's playing for something bigger than yourself, so I know everyone on the team is extremely blessed and grateful to be able to do that, and to have the whole state behind us and everyone show up. The hill was packed. It was awesome environment, and it truly means a lot.
And last night, the hero in the bottom of the 10th, Armani Guzman, who had the go-ahead hit last year in the Clemson Regional. He has the walk-off winner last night.
Faced that guy, I think that was my 3rd at-bat against him, and he had me pop out on change-ups twice. So that at-bat, I was just trying to see him deeper. I was definitely trying to hit the ball as hard as I could, but staying composed and just being better at not kind of flaring that change-up again.
So history made last night. WVU advancing out of the regional will host the Super Regional Best-of-3 series with Cal Poly, 2 wins away from going to Omaha for the first time in program history. Let's bring Brad Howe into the conversation. 3 guys before the game, MetroNews Sports Line, MetroNews Sports. Brad, what a night in the I'm calling it the Granville Regional, the Granville Super Regional, man, but what a night up there at the ballpark.
Well said, guys, and great open by you. That was all perfectly stated by both of you in the first 6 minutes of the show here. And I was going to tell you, hey, if you want to engage in some romanticism of baseball and hyperbole, I'm your guy, because that was I'll jump right in with you. I've been around a lot of major Mountaineer moments over the last 3 decades, and trying not to be a prisoner of the moment. But I put the last 2 nights over at Kedrick Family Ballpark right up along everything I've seen from a Mountaineer fan base, from a Mountaineer team, a Mountaineer program. It was simply electric. And TJ, you hit it right. It was movie-esque last night to walk it off. And Dave, what's remarkable to me is you had a walk-off game-winning hit to win the regional, advance to your first super regional, and somehow last night was the second most dramatic game in this series following Sunday night. So just a picture-perfect weekend here in Morgantown, and just thrilled for those guys and thrilled for this Mountaineer fan base to be able to revel and enjoy and appreciate what this team has given them.
Brad, Dave talked about the Greek tragedy side of this. You know, the lead was squandered, I guess, for lack of a better word. But you know what? I'm not mad about it. If that's what this team needs and that's how they play, then so be it. I mean, is that the essence of this team? They need that something. They need their back against the wall to bring their best out?
Yeah, probably. And if you want to go bigger, isn't that the essence of this state? Isn't that what we all as West Virginians feel about ourselves? You want to give us some adversity? You want to put our backs against the wall? We got it. We're coming through. And, yeah, this team has done it time and time again. And, guys, if you want to add to the Greek tragedy, let's start with the starting pitcher, Max Yale, the Big 12 pitcher of the year, who did not have the performance he wanted, he was accustomed to, or you were expecting the first time out against Kentucky, and was able to get a shot at redemption and be able to come back, and you're positioned for a winner-take-all game, and here's the Big 12 pitcher of the year that's available to go and comes out and gives you 5 great innings to stake you to that 5-1 lead. So I think you could start right there. Start with Max Yale, and then it just continued on with this team. They just simply do not blink. When someone comes back on them and ties it, or they get behind, they do not flinch, and they keep playing. So you can invoke every cliche you want about teams, and you've got to play that way, and every coach wants their team to do that. This team has lived it, done it, and proven that they can do it time and time again.
Brad Howe joining us, MetroNews Sports. Brad, I don't even know where to begin to talk about individual performances throughout this regional. Yes, Gavin Kelly was the MVP, deservedly so. He's the top prospect to the Major League Draft next year. But, I mean, we can go down the list. You mentioned Max Yale. You could go Montesa. You could go Channing Cole. You could go with Lums. Pick your guy who stepped up in a big situation. How about the managing of the whole series throughout with Steve Sabins? Pick the guy, but when they needed somebody rose to the occasion, and probably, 6, 7, 8 guys you could talk about.
It's such a great point, Dave, and it's often said, I say this a lot, baseball's the most individualistic team sport that we have. You're playing with a team. There's 9 of you out on the field at a time, but at the end of the day, it's you. You've got to pitch it. You've got to catch it and field it, and you've got to put bat on the ball when you're in the batter's box. So, yeah, you need the individuals to perform to get to the team. And it's remarkable. We could go for hours. We went for an hour today already on 3 guys and didn't get through every individual performance. You just named, how many did you name right there? About 5 or 6. And you didn't even mention Paul Schoenfeld, who should never pay for a meal in Morgantown again as he won the game on Sunday night. You didn't mention Ben McDougal from right down campus, right down the interstate from campus from Bridgeport, and went to Potomac State, who threw for 5 2/3 innings combined on the whole season and gave you 5 2/3 in the regional, including 5 innings the other night against Kentucky on Sunday to hold the line and get you to Monday. You can just go up and down the list. It is remarkable, the individuals that perform. You mentioned Chanson Cole, that pitched the gem against Binghamton to get you the win, came back and gave you 1 2/3 scoreless innings last night when you needed it. You mentioned Dawson Montesa, who threw on Saturday and had to give you deep into the game performance to get you a win, to get you to Sunday night, and all he does is come back on Monday after 120 pitches or whatever it was, and is throwing 96-mile-an-hour gas as he enters with a 2-strike count. It's just remarkable how these guys came through, guy after guy after guy. And then you said it. Steve Sabins is not only having a really good year, it's an incredible start to a head coaching career just 2 years in, already one of the best in the country. Just fantastic all the way around.
Brad, is it culture that brings this all together? I heard it in the sound there from one of the guys, not sure which, but he talked about we're playing for the state. In the era of NIL, these guys are playing something and playing for something bigger than themselves. Is that what brings it all together?
Yeah, well said, and I think it is a great culture that's been established over a decade and a half, and you start with Randy Mazey, and I don't think that can get lost in this conversation either about a guy that took a chance on a program that didn't even look remotely close to what it looks like today. He believed, and he helped take that first step and get it in place. And then alongside Steve Sabins, and Randy's the first to say it, is, Sabins has been a head coach for only 2 years, but he's been around for the entire time of this build and was instrumental in getting guys into this program. And he and Randy built this culture and kept building this and talking about it and saying and believing that this is what it could become. And then it has. And now suddenly, maybe not suddenly, but over a decade, but now it feels suddenly, you've turned into a program, guys, that this year you're the only 2 teams in the country, you're one of 2 teams, that has been to 3 straight super regionals. You and North Carolina. That's it. That's the entire list that has done what West Virginia just completed last night in getting to another super regional. So, yeah, that all comes back to culture, and it was built and established and then maintained by each guy that comes in. Because as much as you talk about culture program or across the program, it's got to come from individuals too. They've got to buy in. They've got to live it. And I think every guy on this roster, top to bottom, lives that, and exemplifies this culture.
Brad, you talk about the culture. How about the fan culture? It wasn't that long ago. We remember when it was friends and family only at Holly Field watching WVU baseball. Last night, I don't know what the official attendance was. I don't know what the unofficial attendance was with all the people up on the hillside as well. Thousands of people there, and you have national sports writers proclaiming online last night best baseball atmosphere in college baseball. That's a big attaboy to all the fans who packed the stadium last night and turned that into an absolute frenzied event.
Yeah, well deserved by this fan base, and that's what this fan base does. Heartache after heartache after heartache. That's what you get as sports fans, and yet this group keeps turning out, and these baseball fans and Mountaineer fans in particular were absolutely electric. You talk about putting on a show themselves all weekend and announcing themselves to the national baseball audience, and we just simply say, welcome on in. This is what it is, man. That's what this fan base does, and the fan base affected games. Not just game, but games. There's a reason this team was so resilient and drew energy from this fan base, 1. And 2, we talked about it yesterday, Dave. There's no doubt in my mind the noise and the pandemonium in that building caused mistakes on Kentucky's end. Certainly Sunday, and I think last night as well. It was a fan base that absolutely made a difference, and you guys correctly identified. To me, of all the moments that stand out, and there's a billion of them over the last 4 days, the one that will resonate maybe forever is the singing of Country Roads, the whole stadium in unison, and Armani Guzman on the headset, singing it into the headset with everybody else. And again, you correctly identified TV. Kudos to them for laying out and letting that scene play out, because that's what's getting the attention, and it's deserved, and it was awesome last night to be a part of that.
Walk us through these upcoming days. What happens next?
Yeah, so now it's back to work, right? I mean, you got to celebrate last night, and this is a historic moment. And now here's the story, guys, and I know we'll talk about it later in the week, but my goodness, has this thing opened up for you? The number 1 seed in the whole tournament is out in UCLA, and now the path to Omaha runs through Morgantown. This is unbelievable. And now you get a Cal Poly team that, let's be careful here, and I'm going to go a little coach speak here, but it's true. Don't look past Cal Poly here. They come into this tournament 73 in the RPI, but that team can play. They just fought their way through the number 1 siege regional, and they'll be excited, and they're playing with confidence, and they're looking forward to coming in. And we know baseball. We just saw it. Weird things happen in baseball. You get a pitcher that's hot and comes in, he presents a challenge. But if you're West Virginia, you have to be thrilled with this opportunity that opened up. You're staying in your beds, in your ballpark, with that fan base, and you're 2 wins from getting yourself to Omaha. Just a remarkable opportunity has opened up in front of you.
He is Brad Howe. He's one of the 3 guys before the game. New episode of 3 Guys posted over at WVMetroNews.com. You can also, of course, catch him on MetroNews Sports Line, and across the network as well. Brad, appreciate it, enjoyed it. We'll catch up as we start to get ready for the Super Regional coming up this weekend.
Okay, thanks a lot, boys. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Brad Howe. We'll get some texts coming up, 304-TALK, 304. The phone number is 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Building a stronger West Virginia isn't just a dream, it's a mission. The High Technology Foundation knows economic diversity is the key. For over 30 years, they've been dedicated to transforming the state's economic landscape. Conveniently located in the heart of West Virginia, innovation, growth, opportunity, all under one roof. There's no need to look far for change. It's happening right here at the High Technology Foundation in North Central West Virginia. Visit WVHTF.org to learn more.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
You're listening to Talkline on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Wake up.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
5, 3. For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop.
I would imagine a group of you got together and watched the Mountaineers last night. What were your thoughts on that performance?
It was funny, we were sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? And sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another $1,000 on them tomorrow.
Sportsline on MetroNews Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Coming up, we're going to talk to McDowell County Delegate David Greer. Some confusion about the future of the hospital there in Welch. We'll talk to him about that. Coming up, bottom of the hour, got a ton of text to get to, more baseball. Brad McElhinny will join us as well. 800-765-TALK is the phone number, 800-765-8255, 304-TALK, 304. A great WVU baseball victory last night. Armani Guzman is lightning on the bases for us, and he got the winning hit, clapping emojis. Finally, President Trump says he plans to drop the anti-weaponization fund. Why does sanity take so long? Dave, if you only knew how ridiculous you sound saying Granville instead of Morgantown for the baseball game. Cringeworthy, really. Listen, I say a lot of ridiculous things. I don't even know if that reaches the top 10. Stay tuned for the next hour and a half.
Did I tell you I made some calls last night? I've started the process to trademark the name Granville Super Regional. Being the businessman that I am. So, you know, I cut you in. We got a thing going.
Listen, folks, just enjoy the jokes. They're not that good. I'm not a comedian. Take them out. I can get them. Dave, Northern Dave, says the texter, one always hears GSR on crime shows, gunshot residue. But now we have a new GSR, the Granville Super Regional. See? He gets it. The texter gets it.
Trademark pending.
All I can say is Ben freaking Lumsden. What a regional for him after only starting 12 games this season. So happy he made the regional team. Well done, sir. That's what Brad was talking about. That's what we brought up. There are so many individual performances to highlight from this regional with this team, whether it was one of the pitchers, Ben McDowell the other night, who threw 5 innings in the elimination game. Obviously, Gavin Kelly. Lumsford comes through. How about Saban's making a pitching change with the game tied and a 1-2 count on the batter?
Gutsy
Who
call.
does that?
The analysts were on him for that, too. I don't know if you saw that. I wouldn't do that.
My wife, Jenna, says, we're watching the game. She goes, is he going to make a pitching change? I go, no, you don't change a pitcher with a 1-2 count. Sure you do. And it worked out. And it all worked out. I could go on. Baseball's the greatest. Baseball's the greatest. That's all. All right, we're going to talk to David Greer. We'll change gears coming up next. 800-765-TALK and 304-TALK-304. That's the phone number and the text line. This is Talkline on Metro News. Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. It is 10:30. Time to get a news update. Let's check in with the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening across the great state of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got you your latest forecast on a Tuesday. And yesterday started June, slightly below average temps in Charleston. Had a high of 76, low at 52. Average high yesterday was 79. Had a few passing rain showers last night. There is a slight chance for a few showers and some brief thunderstorm potential today. So be mindful of some local rainfall out of this, especially in areas near the high elevation spots, southeast, southern West Virginia. Then some areas of dense fog overnight. The main front is well south of us, but we do have a trough extending north overhead. Just hanging on before high pressure moves in, and we'll be in for a dry and sunny and warming forecast this week after today. Fly Zero forecast, it starts at home. Washington, D.C., 76 sunny today, 82 tomorrow, warming up near 88, sunshine on Thursday. From Panhandle to Panhandle, low chance for a few showers, highs in the 70s. Most of us up here likely dry as high pressure's just knocking on the doorstep here. Highs up to the mid-70s. Fair tonight, lows around 50. In eastern areas, likely dry to the east. Again, some spots especially favoring near and west the Allegheny. A few showers and storms are going to be possible today. Then drying out tonight, lows in the upper 40s to near 50. Watching for a chance of some showers and storms. A briefly moderate and localized heavy shower can't be ruled out. To the west will be likely dry there. Highs in the 70s. Some areas of dense fog with showers coming to an end at some point overnight. To the south, a chance of a morning shower and then a chance of an afternoon shower and thunderstorm today. Low chance of showers tonight with areas of dense fog. Chance of a shower, slight chance of a thunderstorm in Charleston. Warm, highs mid-80s to near 90 later this week. And then in the long term, I'll watch for some chances of showers and storms by the end of the weekend.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs.
More of your text, more baseball coming up. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255 is the phone number. 304-TALK, 304 is the text line. Producer Ethan. Yes, but this is not a drill. This is not hashtag fake news. Producer Ethan will join us on the show. Second hour, he was hanging out up on Randy's Ridge, as it has been coined, I'm told. Up in the cheap seats for the game last night. I don't know if it's quite like Wrigleyville or not, TJ, but we'll find out what was going on up on the hillside last night.
Why do I imagine the scene from Major League where there's those four people in center field and they're trying to get the wave going? Why do I imagine Ethan involved?
Because he would totally be involved. Shirtless, I imagine. Involved in that. So that's coming up. Second hour of the program. Brad McElhinny will join us a couple of minutes from now. We'll get the latest on the Greenbrier as well. Delegate David Greer, McDowell County, posted on social media last night on his Facebook page an update about the Welch Community Hospital, reiterating that it's not going anywhere, it has not been sold, and there has been no deal made. If you remember, several years ago, a deal with WVU Medicine had fallen through. That hospital has been state-run since then. For an update, we bring on the delegate, David Greer. Delegate Greer, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, TJ. It's great to be with you.
Absolutely. We appreciate you taking some time. So, first of all, what prompted you to provide this update, and what is going on with the community hospital there in Welch?
Sure, absolutely. So, there was a post on a local McDowell County chat group about a gentleman who, his family actually has the heirs to the family, has actually gotten a letter from the state talking about a provision in the deed that if the land is to be, and I have to be very vague because I haven't seen the deed, but something to the effect that if the land is either not used by the state anymore as a hospital, that the land would revert back to the heirs. And so he was asking some questions on this chat group, and then it started to pick up steam throughout the county, and people started asking questions, and so I put out that post to kind of give an update on what was going on. And
so,
I
David,
guess,
go ahead.
Great. Well, I guess just to give you a little bit of a backstory on actually what has happened with the hospital. So when I got appointed by Justice back in January of 2024, the West Virginia University deal had about a year or 18 months to a year before had actually fallen through. And so when I got appointed, I started, the hospital was one of my biggest concerns, and I started checking in with leadership in the House side as well as the governor's office to see what was going on. And at that point in time, I was very dismayed to actually hear that there was still people interested in buying the hospital. And I thought that kind of went by the wayside. And the biggest concern that I had, which a lot of our people in McDowell County had, is we saw what happened with Bluefield Regional Medical Center in Princeton. And all of my children were born in Bluefield Regional Medical Center. And so, that hospital closing down and just becoming an emergency room and clinics, and the vast majority of the patients going to Princeton and Princeton redlining and being full 50% of the time, and even here from Welch, we can't get customers up or patients to Princeton half the time. They actually have to go to Charleston. That was a major concern. So in 2024, I started trying to push and look into the ways that the state could actually keep control of the hospital, but at that point in time, not knowing the whole story behind what was going on. And so my research led me to find that even though there is dish payments coming into the state because of the hospital, it was still not enough to be able to offset the cost that was going on. And the Welch Community Hospital, on average, costs about $35 million a year to run, and only brings in revenue about 15 to 18 million, with a few million, 2 to 4 to 6 sometimes, of dish payments that actually come. So, again, a definite loss to the state. And we in the legislature do not have control over what the administration sells or doesn't sell. And at that point in time, it was Governor Justice. And so, talking to the different ones, I started doing some research. They started telling me of the plan was to make Welch into a critical access hospital, which ultimately allows for the federal government to pay up to 99% of the cost. And it's a little bit more complicated than that, but I'm not going to take the time to go into all the details of it right now. But it allows the federal government to come in and actually pay a significant amount of cost. And so it was still very concerning to me because, again, as many people have said just in this last little event, how can a for-profit system actually come in and take a failing hospital of that magnitude? And I was massively concerned that it was going to be bought and then shut down and used as a tax write-off or whatever the case is. So started looking into it, and I actually did more due diligence and went to a local southern West Virginia facility, and they actually had taken a hospital very similar to Welch, and they're in a very similar demographic that we are. And they took that hospital, made it a critical access hospital, and over the last 5 to 7 years have turned that into an outstanding facility. It's got great customer reviews and customer satisfaction and patient satisfaction for the hospital. They have given back to the community. I mean, it has been a massive success story of what has actually happened.
So let me jump in right there. Is the hospital for sale?
Sure.
Is the hospital for sale, and that's part of the deal to make it a critical access facility, and then the sale can go through?
So the hospital is for sale. The specifics of whether it's going to be made a critical access hospital first, I believe is not the case. But I'm not for sure of those exact details. And so the way that works is the governor and his team, has the right to do whatever they want to with those facilities. And as we've seen, the last or the 4 long-term care facilities was just sold, and that was the plan under Justice's administration, and now Morrissey has picked up that same plan. And one of the things that both administrations agree on, and as well as I have since I've seen it, West Virginia should not be in the business of running hospitals. We do not have the expertise and the knowledge, and I won't go into some of the details because of personnel issues, but I'll just say very briefly that ever since I've come in 24 to now, and up until just a few months ago, I have constantly gotten complaints from the actual workers that are working at Welch over some of the situations going on. And because of ongoing investigations, I cannot be more vocal or more direct with that. But there are some serious concerns that are going on. And so that has been brought up on both the legislative side as well as the governor's side. And there's active pieces looking into that potential issue right now. The vast majority of the staff that we have at Welch Community Hospital are the salt of the earth. And there is so many good stories and happenings of people saving lives. And they deserve to be well taken care of. And our county deserves to be taken care of. So some of the issues that have happened, again, and I'm not trying to push blame, or I'm just trying to be as forthcoming as we can. It is the governor's prerogative on what they do. And so when I found out that, this was going forward, they're in the process of selling, then it was my responsibility to be as involved as I can be. And you will, if you ask some of the governor's staff, they'll roll their eyes when they see my number pop up because I bug them so much about this particular issue. One of the frustrating pieces that I can understand from a community standpoint is, why is it just now that this is coming out? And honestly, that is because there's non-disclosure agreements that are in place. And honestly, I don't know all of the different players. I know some of the players that are involved, but there's non-disclosure agreements that are in place that, again, if I would divulge those items publicly, then I could get sued and the state would be able to get sued, but just waste more money. And nobody wants that to happen either. So, that's the situation. I did, back in 2024, inform the county commission and let them know of the situation that was going on. And what basically happened was the Justice Administration ran out of time to be able to finalize any deals. And so then the Morrissey administration came in and they took the approach to sell the long-term care facilities first. And of course that just got inked, 4 or 5 months ago. And now they're in the process of taking it to the next step on Welch Community Hospital. And so my goal and my desire is to ensure and make sure that we get somebody in here that will actually be able to expand the services of that hospital. And there has been talk, and this is, of course, nothing set in stone, but we're trying to be able to figure out how to bring more ambulances into the county, to be able to bring dialysis back to the county. So the dialysis center that left was not a state-run facility. That was a private facility, and they made the decision to leave and pull out of the county. So, on the new group that comes in, we're trying to see if we can get the new facility to potentially have dialysis services. Again, these are all potentials. These are not definite and set in stone, but we're doing everything that we can to be able to make sure that the services remain that are there, and that we can even expand services and get more. And there's also been talk about ambulance services. I mean, we've got people in Bradshaw in different locations that are waiting 2-3 hours for an ambulance to be able to come to them. And that's just unacceptable. But the county itself doesn't have the funds to be able to set up its own county ambulance service. I mean, they're doing their best just to pay the jail bill and to keep the county afloat. So that's a big concern that we're trying to look into. So that's the situation that it is right now, TJ. And my desire is to be able to make sure that the people of McDowell County are well taken care of. It would be a unthinkable blow for the hospital to close, and thankfully nobody has brought that up in the discussions. Nobody is in the plans of trying to shut down the hospital. Everyone is trying to figure out how can we make this hospital better, and to be able to take care of the citizens of McDowell County, and then also get this burden to where it's not draining funds from the state, to where the state can use those funds elsewhere to be able to help solve other problems. And if you look at the state as a whole, we are truly a welfare state. We have a $20 billion budget, and roughly $9.5 billion of that comes from the federal government. So, we only generate just a little bit over half of the money that we spend on a yearly basis.
Hey, David, we got to take a break. We appreciate the update this morning. Keep us posted on the status with the hospital there in Welch. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys. Take care.
Absolutely. David Green, McDowell County Delegate. When we come back, Brad McElhinny has the latest on As the Greenbrier Turns. We're back in a moment.
They say you can't take the lottery with you. But now you can play anywhere, anytime with iPlay, the West Virginia Lottery's official app. From Cooper's Rock to the Greenbrier River, from the bleachers to your living room, iPlay goes where you do. Safe, simple, and always West Virginia proud. Play anywhere, anytime. Download iPlay today. iPlay, the fun, secure way to play, wherever life takes you. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Hey, this is Brad Howe for your local internet provider, CityNet. Fiber is now at your front door, and even in rural areas and communities across West Virginia. Thanks to broadband expansion funding, your tax dollars helped make it possible, and CityNet turned that investment into real connections for local families and businesses. Now, you can get blazing fast fiber internet with free installation, free equipment, no long-term contract, and local customer support that's always close to home. Don't settle for slow or no internet for another day. When it's high-speed internet you need, CityNet.net connects, protects, and perfects.
You're listening to Talkline on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs and 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
At Daniel's Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in store at Daniel's.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Jackpots are on the rise in West Virginia. Jackpots are growing every week. Powerball hits Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mega Millions lights up Tuesdays and Fridays. That's 5 chances a week to get in on life-changing jackpots. Play in-store and online. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. The Powerball jackpot is $194 million. Mega Millions jackpot's $346 million, so go ahead and play today. Over at WVMetroNews.com, Brad McElhinny has an update on the continued legal struggles over the ownership of the Greenbrier Hotel. The federal case is on pause, but Omni affiliate and longtime banker fire back in the state case. Please welcome to the program Metro News statewide correspondent Brad McElhinny. Brad, what is the latest on today's episode of As the Greenbrier Turns?
Oh, well, good news perhaps for Toby and Edith, or Mama. If you are a regular person out there, we're kind of at a pause, an interlude where you can collect your thoughts. Over the weekend, federal judge Frank Volk granted a continuance in the case into July. That's the federal case. And the reason is the justices have on the table the potential of a loan, a refinancing arrangement from a New York-based distressed assets lender, Kennedy Lewis. And they want the time to see if that comes to fruition, to see if they can close on that and have the money, again, potentially up to $500 million to pay down the Omni affiliate on the one hand. The state has also made claims on roughly $4 million in tax liens. And then the justices say that full amount, the up to $500 million, would provide enough money for much needed, long needed upgrades on the Greenbrier. Judge Volk said, yeah, let's take the time to do that. There's enough evidence before me that this is a real possibility. And so now there's going to be a couple of status updates in the meantime, but looking at mid-July on that one. But as you alluded, this case is on 2 tracks, this entire fight. And another is a state lawsuit filed by the justices. They hope to convince a judge in Greenbrier County that the underpinnings of this federal case were not proper in the first place. Their case in the local court is that their longtime banker, Carter Bank and Trust, this is something they're saying, not me, the Carter Bank and Trust and the Omni affiliate colluded, engaged in acts of fraudulent plotting to make a deal on the justice debt in the first place. That the Omni company should never have had its hands on this debt. And if they can prove that in the state court, it potentially sort of knocks the beams out of the federal court case. That one still is going on, and each side has made some filings in it. As you may imagine, Carter Bank and the Omni affiliate, White Sulphur Springs Holdings, strongly disagree. And one of the things that you find in many of these court cases is they're arguing that the justices don't have standing in the Greenbrier court in the first place. So that is an offshoot of the drama that continues, and we're going to hear more about that one. But they're all really interwoven. But the active one is the state court case.
Brad, it seems to me that if the Justice family gets the money from Kennedy, this all becomes moot. If they pay it back, Omni has to go away. Volk is showing some patience here, but his patience is limited if I read the order correctly. Do I have that right?
Yeah, the judge certainly says it himself. He says, if you go past whatever his date was, July 16th, if this falls apart, if you come to me and say, oh, we've got yet another lender, he essentially says, my patience will wear thin, and I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt the way I have in the past. I think that you're right. I mean, this entire thing has had some twists and turns that I haven't predicted, but it seems to me that if they, within 60 days or so, wind up with the cash on the barrel, then it really would leave Omni and its corporate cousins little choice but to accept the money. To extrapolate on down the line, this is a New York lender that is meant for companies that already have distressed assets. We don't know a whole lot about the terms, but I think they would be potentially very, very binding, very uncomfortable. And so, some time might pass and we wind up in a very similar situation, but with Kennedy Lewis trying to collect on what would then become its debt.
MetroNews statewide correspondent Brad McElhinny has the latest over at the website, wvmetronews.com. Brad, always appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Hey, thanks.
Coming up, wrap up hour number 1. Try to squeeze in a text or two. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Right now, America is hungry for energy, more power, more reliability, and more security. So here's a question worth asking. Why not coal? And why not now? West Virginia sits on one of the most abundant energy resources in the world. Generations of miners, proven infrastructure, and coal-fired power plants already delivering dependable, around-the-clock electricity. At a time when demand is surging and reliability matters more than ever, coal isn't a question mark, it's a solution. Today, there's robust support in West Virginia and Washington to strengthen American energy independence using the resources we already have. So again, we ask, why not coal? And why not now? Because when it comes to powering our homes, our hospitals, our economy, and new opportunities, West Virginia Coal is ready. A message from the Friends of Coal, powering America today and tomorrow.
They say you can't take the lottery with you. But now you can play anywhere, anytime with iPlay, the West Virginia Lottery's official app. From Cooper's Rock to the Greenbrier River, from the bleachers to your living room, iPlay goes where you do. Safe, simple, and always West Virginia proud. Play anywhere, anytime. Download iPlay today. iPlay, the fun, secure way to play. Wherever life takes you. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZL Milne Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZL Milne, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs and 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Larry Pack, State Treasurer, will join us. He weighs in on the growing national debt. Plus, I don't know about this, producer Ethan from the cheap seats. I'll talk about his experience at last night's regional final. This is Talkline on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got you your latest forecast on a Tuesday. And yesterday started June, slightly below average temps in Charleston. Had a high of 76, low at 52. Average high yesterday was 79. Had a few passing rain showers last night. There is a slight chance for a few showers and some brief thunderstorm potential today. So be mindful of some local rainfall out of this, especially in areas near the high elevation spots, southeast, southern West Virginia. Then some areas of dense fog overnight. The main front is well south of us, but we do have a trough extending north overhead. Just hanging on before high pressure moves in, and we'll be in for a dry and sunny and warming forecast this week. After today, Fly Zero forecast, it starts at home. Washington, D.C., 76, sunny today, 82 tomorrow, warming up near 88, sunshine on Thursday. From Panhandle to Panhandle, low chance for a few showers, highs in the 70s. Most of us up here likely dry as high pressure's just knocking on the doorstep here. Highs up to the mid-70s. Fair tonight, lows around 50. In eastern areas, likely dry to the east. Again, some spots especially favoring near and west the Allegheny. A few showers and storms are going to be possible today. Then drying out tonight, lows in the upper 40s to near 50. Watching for a chance of some showers and storms. A briefly moderate and localized heavy shower can't be ruled out. To the west will be likely dry there. Highs in the 70s. Some areas of dense fog with showers coming to an end at some point overnight. To the south, a chance of a morning shower and then a chance of an afternoon shower and thunderstorm today. Low chance of showers tonight with areas of dense fog. Chance of a shower, slight chance of a thunderstorm in Charleston. Warm, highs mid-80s to near 90 later this week. And then in the long term, I'll watch for some chances of showers and storms by the end of the weekend.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
304 Talk 304, the text line at 800-765-8255. That's the phone number. That's the text line. We appreciate you joining us on MetroNews Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios. If you're listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state, or if you are watching on the MetroNews TV app, we're on Facebook Live, YouTube as well. Coming up this hour, going to talk to State Treasurer Larry Pack. He'll join us in just a couple of moments. And producer Ethan was up in the cheap seats on Randy's Ridge, as it has been coined. We'll check in with Ethan. I can't believe we're going to do it, but so be it. The Super Regional schedule is set for this coming weekend as WVU takes on Cal Poly in the best-of-3 series. Friday, first pitch is set for noon. Game 2 on Saturday will be at noon, and the if necessary game will be played on Sunday, of course. 2 wins away from Omaha and WVU's first appearance in the College World Series. We've got recaps, reactions, highlights from, I don't know if we have highlights, but we've got all the other stuff over at the website, WVMetroNews.com this morning. There's something about postseason baseball, whether it's high school in the state tournament, which we'll see next week, college, which we saw last night, or even in the big leagues. It's every pitch. It feels like you're on the edge of your seat waiting for the next thing to happen. And even the innocuous things can be big things. Who would think a 2-out single in the 8th with a 4-run lead? No big deal. We'll get the next guy. Well, 4 batters later, you saw what happened last night. That adds to the excitement. And I cannot over-romanticize all of this enough, TJ. I love the game of baseball. I think it's the best game that's ever invented. I think it's the hardest game to play when played well. And I love every minute of this type of drama, whether it's, Class A, high school baseball, or we're talking about the highest levels of Division I or the pros. I love this type of drama. You can't script it. You can't find this type of stuff anywhere else. Soapbox over. Good morning, TJ.
Well said. I love watching you. I love watching your excitement. You're in your sweet spot. You know, there's a saying, God's happiest when his children are at play doing what they were meant to do. Buddy, you're right in it.
Oh, I love baseball. Of all of the things I get to cover, baseball's it's the thing. I'm a baseball guy at heart. A junkie, if you will. So, again, last night, watching the atmosphere, it was a great time. It was a great time.
It was.
So, enjoy it. And like I said, I'll enjoy it next week or actually Saturday when it all starts, when it's East Hardy versus Sherman or whoever the matchups are going to be in Class A. There's something about postseason baseball, and you can't. Hockey's close. Hockey's tense. If you watch the Stanley Cup Finals, you're into that. But I think postseason baseball beats it all. So, all right, rant over. Good morning again, TJ.
Good morning, sir. You're good. You're all good.
We'll get to some texts coming up. We'll get much more reaction to yesterday's results in the Super Regional. We do have a guest in studio this morning. State Treasurer Larry Pack weighs in on the national debt as America's 250th birthday looms. In an op-ed penned by the State Treasurer Pack, America's debt now sits at about $39 trillion and is quickly approaching $40 trillion, just in time for America's 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America! Every citizen owes $115,000. Every household owes nearly $400,000. Joining us from the Cove Insurance Studios in Charleston, State Treasurer Larry Pack. Well, that's some birthday gift, Larry. First of all, good morning. It's nice to know that I owe $115,000 of debt that I didn't ask for, but here we are. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dave. And I absolutely share your excitement about baseball. I'll probably add softball to that.
Sure.
But I grew up in a dugout, started playing ball when I was 4 years old. My dad played softball, baseball until really he got sick. So I am so excited and really enjoying this time of year. Love college baseball, love college softball, but what the Mountaineers are doing, I mean, we're so proud and singing almost. I mean, it's just if your heart's not racing now, man, you don't have one for sure.
We'll get to the national debt in a second, but you hit the nail on the head here, Larry. What did you just say? Your dad was involved in baseball. You were involved in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
We've all at some level, whether it's been t-ball, little league, if we played at a high level, that's the thing. I mean. You want to get real philosophical, go to the James Earl Jones speech in Field of Dreams. That's the thing that ties us all together and makes this special. So
yeah, my wife, she gets aggravated with me. I don't care if there's a little league playing or coach pitch. I'm going to the ball field. I love watching baseball. It doesn't really matter who's playing or what. It is the greatest game. I think absolutely.
Did you play on the field up at Hansford?
Yes, played at Hansford. Played, of course, Beast Bank High School. So I retired after high school. Played first base, captain of the team.
You played softball a lot, though, too, didn't you?
Yeah, played softball. I just love it. My dad was on the multiple state championship teams in both baseball and softball. They had industrial leagues back in the day when I was a kid. It's the game. I think it is Americans' pastime. It's great to see the resurgence, particularly with what college is doing for both baseball and softball. It's just phenomenal, and the Mountaineers are just making us proud. It's fun.
You need a team in the treasurer's office. I bet you could take the Senate.
Oh, absolutely. We could take the Senate. House might be a little bit more difficult, but we could take the Senate for sure. No question.
We'll work on that.
No question. But sorry to get you off that. But yeah, the debt is national debt is it's really just out of control. We haven't passed a balanced budget in over 30 years. So you got to go back to President Clinton. You got to go back to Gingrich, the last time that we hit a balanced budget, and it just continues to compound and compound. We're paying over $1 trillion in interest per year on our national debt. $1 trillion just in interest. I think it's $1.2 trillion. And so what we're trying to do, and we worked with the House, with Tristan Levitt, we're just trying to get some awareness. But first of all, the state of West Virginia to recognize what a difficult problem is, what a huge problem in this. And we're asking Congress just to go back to regular order, do some budgeting, do some proper planning. This deal where we just keep passing it on to the next generation and the next generation. I mean, we're crushing our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren with this debt. We're spending their money now, if you look at it, and then we're going to give them the payment book. So we just got to get control of it, do the things we got to do to allow presidents to get control of it, and Congress gets control of it. They don't have the leverage right now because we won't pass won't go through the budget, won't pass regular order. When a budget is passed or something is passed, they have to spend it all. it's not just that we don't pass a balanced budget. The president can't hold money back. He's got to spend it.
No margin.
No flexibility. I mean, it's just absolutely a disaster. And, thankfully in West Virginia, our forefathers said you had to pass a balanced budget. Our forefathers said you can't borrow money without going to the people. That's why we're fiscal conservative. That's why we're in good shape. But, I can't imagine the treasurer's office, our budget being, say it's $100 and basically me meeting now in June, say, okay, guys, we got to spend it all.
Yeah.
Or Governor Morsi saying, okay, guys, we got to spend it all. That's not the way the real world works.
I preach on this all the time, and I do mean preach when it comes to the national debt. Dave's shaking his head. It's true. I do. I preach on it. These people that say, oh, it's funny money, we own it to ourselves, it drives me crazy. Why are they wrong?
Because it's a real debt. I mean, we have to pay it. The dollar, part of the reason we have such a phenomenal economy in the United States of America is because of the strength of the dollar, because of the trust in the dollar. We can't do what other countries have done, is devalue the dollar, or basically say we'll pay you 10 cents on the dollar of our debt. All of a sudden, our economy would absolutely crash. And we just got to get a handle on it. We've got to be adults about it, and we've got to really start focusing on it. If we put just some mechanisms, if we could allow, like our governor has the ability to do line item vetoes, right? That's one way that he can control the debt. He gets to set the amount of revenue that we can spend, right? That's a good control. There's just a lot of different things we could do to get a handle on our debt.
We used to have PAYGO.
We had PAYGO. We had a lot of different things over the time, but it is particularly in the last, say 15 years, it's got totally out of control. Again, we're almost at $40 trillion. We're spending about $1 trillion more a year just on regular stuff. That does include all the special things that come along, like the Iran war. So we've just got to get a handle on it. We've got to start talking about it. Got to really encourage Congress to try to do things to reduce our debt, to just get a handle on our fiscal house.
Talking to State Treasurer Larry Peck. You can read his op-ed. It's posted over at the State Treasurer's website online. If I may, you've been a longtime Republican. That's no secret. That's not the breaking news, Larry,
yeah, that's no secret. That's right. Yes,
but,
18. Yes, sir. A long time ago.
But the I don't know if you want to call it the Civil War or the battle within the party between the two factions, it's continued since the primary of some insisting win, some insisting, well, hey, here are the numbers. Things aren't trending in the right direction. You've been watching all this for the last couple of weeks. Where is the party? Is the party in a good place here on June 2nd, 2026?
Oh, not at all. We're, we had a really difficult, ugly primary. We spent a lot of money trying to not just beat people we didn't agree with, but basically try almost to destroy their character. These are not things that people forgive and people forget. So our party is split. Particularly in the legislature, but also in the executive committee. They would say a house divided, will fail, and we're absolutely divided, and we see that now as after the election's over, as different people are taking credit for certain things, but then they're of course pointing at others for blame. So what is it? Victory has 1,000 fathers, and a failure is an orphan. So we really see it as to what happened on the Supreme Court, and I think we're going to have to remember what a progressive Supreme Court looks like, what an activist Supreme Court looks like, what an activist intermediate court looks like, which we've never had. How far they go, we're not sure, but we definitely don't have a conservative Supreme Court anymore. And I think what happened with respect to the Supreme Court was really all parties were so focused on this legislative fight that we just took our eye off the ball. So a lot of people should be owning part of the failure in the Supreme Court. I should have done more. I did some stuff, but it's apparent that we didn't do enough, and we're gonna pay a lot of costs for this over the next few years. But now there's a lot of fighting about the where the primary should be open or should be closed, and it's ridiculous to talk about that now. We've got a general election in about 150 days. We need, from a Republican standpoint, we need to make sure that we elect Republicans in November. 2028, May of 2028 will take care of itself. We can fuss about that after May. So, again, I think it's going to be hard to bring our party back together. We need to continue to do that. But right now we're divided. We've made a lot of people angry, and I think that when we get to November, we're going to see some more fallout.
Whose role is it, and who is justified in saying what it means to be a conservative or not? Well, because there seems to be a difference of opinion there.
Oh, sure, there's different opinion. Well, you know, words. The definition of words changes over time, right? So, so that absolutely changes, and I don't think it really. I don't think there is a definition. There's not a correct definition of this as a conservative. I think everybody would answer that a little bit differently, and they do answer that differently. But I think just because you don't believe in a particular brand of conservatism doesn't mean you're a rhino. It just means that you lean in a little bit more on jobs, or you lean in a little bit more on social issues, or you're a little bit more populist, or you're more of a classical Republican. They're all Republicans. It's just different branches. When you're the big tent party, you're going to have a lot of different viewpoints in there, and unfortunately, what we've been doing in the past couple years is we're trying to destroy the type of Republican that doesn't believe with us, believe in what we believe, or lean in where we lean in. So it's going to makes it really difficult to come together and work on big issues. We accomplished a lot from 2014 to 2024. A lot of big stuff that I think we should be proud of. Diversifying the economy. A lot of Second Amendment wins, a lot of pro-life wins, just a lot of really positive stuff. A lot less things to be, to celebrate in the last couple years, and now really all the victories that we had in that 10-year period are going to be at risk if the court really does turn out to be an activist court. So I don't get so much in definitions. When you go back a couple weeks ago, I have some of my friends lost and some of my friends win, but I've got friends on all sides of the party. I believe that to be the majority party, you have to allow people some flexibility on certain things. We have a lot of good people that work hard to try to bring good things for West Virginia, and unfortunately, we're trying to destroy our party from within.
Larry, before we let you go, Hope Scholarship deadline's coming up that people need to be aware of?
Yes, sir. So parents, students have until June 15th to sign up for Hope Scholarship to get the full 100% funding. So we got a couple weeks left. We'll continue to do a lot of announcements about that and talk about it. We've got about 25,000 students that have taken advantage of the program. So we're 2 weeks out. We think we're going to be somewhere around 30,000. But it's really changing lives. It's having a big impact on students, on parents as they determine the choice of education they want to pursue. So we're hearing a lot of good things out there, talking to a lot of parents. So we're doing everything we can to make sure that everybody can get signed up by that deadline.
You got a tall order trying to bring people together. I appreciate you doing it.
Well, the job, when I put my Republican Party hat on, the job of the Republican Party is to elect Republicans. And so we're going to continue to work the next 150 days to elect as many Republicans as we can.
State Treasurer Larry Pack, his op-ed is on the State Treasurer's website, June 15th, the deadline for Hope Scholarship recipients as well. Larry, always appreciate you stopping by. Next time, we'll just talk baseball, all right?
Absolutely. Go Mountaineers.
Larry Pack, State Treasurer. Coming up, we'll get to Bill. We'll get to your call, many of your text, and we'll do some open lines second half of the hour as well. This is Talkline on Metro News from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Are you ready to reach the finish line of retirement? At the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group, we provide comprehensive guidance for retirement planning in West Virginia. With years of experience, we'll draft a plan tailored for your unique goals. Whether you're just starting or nearing retirement, we make the process as simple as possible, easy, and stress-free. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike to set up a complimentary consultation and get started on your plan today. Let's work toward your dream retirement together.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Text line is 304-TALK-304. Phone number is 800-765-8255. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Bill. Hey, Bill. Good morning.
Hey, Northern Outpost. First time I was on the West Virginia baseball diamond was in 1971 in August. I got a little history on baseball. It's either the Super Bowl, but I think it was a college national championship. I don't remember which. Anyway, a mortgage company used Country Roads as a backdrop for its advertisement during that game, and the fans in the stadium were singing it. About a few weeks later, I don't remember exactly, Mike Nolting had a woman, I think she's a professor at WVU, but had done research on how Country Roads song translate more than just sports. It translates in a lot of lifestyles. So last night, if Governor Morrissey and his marketing team and the tourism industry don't capitalize on that moment last night and Sunday night to make a better image or repair a lot of broken fences with a legislature, because the third verse of Country Roads, it has a line that says, "The radio reminds me of my home far away." Isn't that a theme song to bring you back?
Absolutely. Hey, Bill, always appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for the phone call. You would be the guy to do this, TJ. I put a number on the exposure West Virginia as a state has gotten the last 3 days, 4 days from this regional tournament, and the exposure you're going to get the next 3 days, the rest of this week, and then into the super regional. Good luck putting a number on it, but if I was Chelsea Ruby, I'd be very excited right at the moment.
And look, she's a smart cookie, very good at what she does. I'm sure she's looking at how to leverage that. I don't think you could buy it, frankly, Dave. All of the re-Xing, all the reposting on Facebook, all the other social, the images, the genuine nature of the moment, I guess I'll say. Right, it's a commercial, but it's not a commercial. It does, you know what I'm saying? It sends a message, but it's not scripted. It's not with paid actors. It's not blatant advertising. Nothing wrong with all of those things, but this has a level of genuineness to it that I just don't think you can recreate.
Speaking of that, by the way, we did reach out for Coach Sabins this morning to see if he could join us. He was unavailable. He's going to try to join us maybe tomorrow or Thursday, I am told. But guess what he was doing this morning? You win the region, a walk-off fashion. What's the first thing you do the next day, TJ?
Practice.
Recruit. Recruit, buddy.
There you go.
Meeting with recruits and families. And can you imagine the ammo he has? He walks in, family sitting down. So tell us about Morgantown. Tell us about Mountaineer baseball. And you flip on that clip last night with Guzman singing, singing Country Roads on ESPN. The atmosphere. What a recruiting pitch! What a recruiting pitch!
What a pitch! But the guy's up doing it right after a very emotional evening that I'm sure would drain most people. What that says to me is, in order to be successful at whatever you want to do, you got to be passionate about it, or you're not going to have the ability to get up and do it like that. And, where hard work meets passion, watch out, brother. I mean, and, good for him. Good for him.
Again, the baseball super regional coming up this weekend, WVU and Cal Poly. First pitch noon on Friday at Kendrick Family Ballpark. All right, open lines the rest of the way. We've got some thoughts on a couple of different items, including what's going on over in the Democratic Party. We'll talk about that. Get to your text. Phone calls welcome as well at 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. Text us 304-TALK-304. Coming up, we'll get to some of your texts. We'll get some of our thoughts as well. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It is 11:30. It is 11:30 and time to get a news update. Let's check in with the Metro News Radio Network, find out what's happening across the great state of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got you your latest forecast on a Tuesday. And yesterday started June, slightly below average temps in Charleston. Had a high of 76, low at 52. Average high yesterday was 79. Had a few passing rain showers last night. There is a slight chance for a few showers and some brief thunderstorm potential today. So be mindful of some local rainfall out of this, especially in areas near the high elevation spots, southeast, southern West Virginia. Then some areas of dense fog overnight. The main front as well south of us, but we do have a trough extending north overhead. Just hanging on before high pressure moves in, and we'll be in for a dry and sunny and warming forecast this week after today. Fly Zero forecast, it starts at home. Washington, D.C., 76 sunny today, 82 tomorrow, warming up near 88, sunshine on Thursday. From Panhandle to Panhandle, low chance for a few showers, highs in the 70s. Most of us up here likely dry as high pressure's just knocking on the doorstep here. Highs up to the mid-70s. Fair tonight, lows around 50. In eastern areas, likely dry to the east. Again, some spots especially favoring near and west the Allegheny. A few showers and storms are going to be possible today. Then drying out tonight, lows in the upper 40s to near 50. Watching for a chance of some showers and storms. A briefly moderate and localized heavy shower can't be ruled out. To the west will be likely dry there, highs in the 70s, some areas of dense fog with showers coming to an end at some point overnight. To the south, a chance of a morning shower and then a chance of an afternoon shower and thunderstorm today. Low chance of showers tonight with areas of dense fog. Chance of a shower, slight chance of a thunderstorm in Charleston. Warm, highs mid-80s to near 90 later this week, and then in the long term, I'll watch for some chances of showers and storms by the end of the weekend.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs.
MetroNews Talkline continues. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255, 304-TALK, 304. CityNet is West Virginia's local internet provider. High-speed, reliable fiber internet is probably right at your front door. Now is the perfect time to connect with local customer support you can trust. It's perfect for working from home, streaming, gaming, running your business, whatever the case may be. Fast, reliable fiber internet built for everyday life. When it's high-speed internet you need, CityNet.net connects, protects, and perfects. A reminder, action is underway this week again at Little Creek Park in South Charleston. Class AAA and 4A high school softball state tournament underway. We should be just about getting Game 2 started. We've got exclusive radio play-by-play coverage on WVMetroNews.com. Joe Bricado, Greg Carey have you covered with highlights and recaps of all of the games. Then the high school baseball state tournament will get started on Saturday at Jack Cook Field in Huntington. So lots going on over the next 10 days or so in the sports department.
Let's go Winfield, Lady Generals.
Yeah, they play later this afternoon. I think they're later in the afternoon.
I'm vested. I'm vested. I got some connections there. So let's go.
Well,
let's get it done.
Hey, I know some people that can get you in if you're interested.
Oh, you do?
I know a guy.
Okay, awesome.
304-TALK, 304. Let's get some text in, then we'll get to a couple of things here. Hey, guys, Guzman doesn't have the opportunity to walk off last night if there's not a change in the lineup. Enich had led off the majority of the year. Yeah. Randy Mazie, he was watching. Coach Saban's making the change in the lineup there. Stop calling it the Granville Regional because Granville didn't do anything to help. Traffic was awful leaving last night because no Granville police were directing traffic. They only pulled people over for going 25 miles per hour down the hill. That is impossible to go 25 miles per hour on. Give me a break.
That's the takeaway after last night. That's the takeaway? All right.
Quote of the week from Granville. Quote, the tarps are off for a lot of fans, including several that shouldn't. SEC Network. Yeah, there were a lot of shirtless fellers in the stand. But you know what? It was fun. It was fun to watch. I wouldn't have done it, but it was fun to watch. Maybe if I was 20. That's a different story.
How deep do you have to be, if you know what I'm saying, to want to pull the shirt off on national television like that?
Well, it was the ninth inning, TJ. 304-TALK, 304. I bet Ethan is the type of guy who steals foul balls from little children. Possibly. We will actually hear from producer Ethan. He was up on Randy's Ridge last night for the festivities. We will hear about his experience coming up in the next segment. More of your text as well, 304-TALK, 304. All right, TJ, this back and forth continues, and I'm not certain how much the average West Virginian, the average voter, is paying this much attention. We are, because we're immersed in this sort of thing when it comes to state government, state politics. But this back and forth going on in the Republican Party, since the primary, we've heard from one side of the party that says, hey, we got to reopen the primary. We're in trouble here. The writing's on the wall. The other side says, nay, we're actually in great shape. We've got conservative Republican candidates. We are headed in the right direction. The back and forth continues. Senator Helton sent out an email yesterday kind of saying that, hey, we're going in the right direction. Let's all go this way. But, TJ, this back and forth continues that Larry Pack was talking about, and you certainly have a party divided, at least amongst its own ranks. I don't know how much the average West Virginian's paying attention or even cares about that inter-party squabbling, but there is a real-world impact.
I think independents care. I think politicos care. I think the roughly, 160, give or take, members of the state executive committee care. I didn't ask Pack about this off air, but I want to juxtapose what he just told us versus that email that went out from Helton. You had an email yesterday from Senator Brian Helton. Of course it would be leaked. Nothing is confidential. That went to all executive committee members of the state party saying, no, we don't. We shouldn't reopen this primary. Here's why. He made some arguments. I counter-argued most of those on my Facebook page if you want to take a look. If not, fine. But listen to what Pack said. Pack said, we don't need to be worried about that right now. Move on. Let's get the general. Let's elect Republicans. You know what that tells me? That tells me that one side is okay and the other side is putting notes out because they're afraid. That's the way I read it. The people I talk to, and again, Pack wasn't one of them. I want to be clear because he was here. I hear they got the votes to do it. They're whipping the count, and I've heard from multiple people they got the votes to do it that usually get these counts right. And some of them are disinterested in that they're looking to find a middle way, and they say, yep, the votes are there. That's the way I took that. Oh, no, we don't want to do it. I got to protest. Thou doth protest too much. I've been fond of that phrase lately. That's the way I see what happened yesterday, but I'll defer to you.
Generally, I agree with your insights there. Look, what Larry Pack said stuck with me, as Republicans had better watch their six, because you have irritated a significant chunk of the electorate. Democrats have an opportunity. The Democratic Party has an opportunity here for the first time in, a decade or better, to make gains in the legislature. Now, are they going to threaten the supermajority? Probably not. Certainly not going to threaten the majority, but certainly can make gains. And if you've irritated these independent voters, as you talk about, TJ, enough, you've got to get them back not only for November, you're hoping to get them back later down the road. And if this opens the door, and we'll get to the Democratic Party here in just a second, but this could open the door, you better focus on November, because it's not a guarantee because candidate Jimmy Lipper won the primary. It's not a guarantee that he or she may win in the general election. You and I have talked about this. There's at least 5, maybe a half dozen Senate seats that are in play. And I've talked to a few people that think there could be more than that. And some of them might actually surprise you. They were very coy about the details, but when's the last time we've even talked about that as a possibility in this state? It's been a decade.
Not for a long time. You ever be around someone who is so oblivious, so euphoric, so on cloud nine, and the rose-colored glasses are so rosy that they can't see reality, and someone just rears back and slaps them right across the face? That's what Republicans need in this general. They need to lose some seats that they think are unlosable, because they got to wake up. Math is math. You cannot win in the general election with only 43% of the vote. And that's what they have. And oh, by the way, all 43% of registered Republicans aren't on the same team. I don't know what the split is among the factions of those 43%, but they're not aligned. And no one side has all 43%. You need independents to win. And if you need them, and they know that, you have to give them some say in the process. And I'm telling you, I think this is where Helton got it wrong in his note. He says, look, no independent, no conservative independent's going to vote for a Democrat. Want to bet? Want to bet?
TJ, they may not vote for a Democrat, but what if they don't vote? That's as good as a vote for a Democrat, right?
Yeah,
if you are
exactly.
looking at the Republican side. There's one more element to this, and we haven't talked about this yet, and I don't know how to quantify it exactly. I don't know if you can quantify it. It's just a gut feeling, and you know how I feel about feelings. The conversation with data centers, and look, there are a lot of people who don't like them, right?
Yep.
And I'm just wondering how much of that sentiment we will see go to the polls as, hey, we don't want data center X in Jefferson County or Berkeley County or Putnam County or wherever they're being proposed. I'm just throwing counties out there that they've been proposed. Where they come back and go, and if you're going to force it, we'll find somebody else who's not going to force that on us. I don't know how strong that sentiment is, but it feels like there's a bit of an undercurrent, at least among some voters in these particular areas that we're talking about, where they are dealing with those proposals. I don't know. Again, it's a gut feeling. I can't quantify it. I don't know, but it feels like there's an undercurrent there.
Not being and living in the other areas, it's hard for me to gauge. But I'll tell you, as a guy that lives in Putnam County, yes, there's a very vocal minority. And they are loud, but they're a minority.
But when we're talking about, hey, there were House of Delegates primaries, 6 votes. 6 votes decided them.
Yeah.
That minority may not have to be a big minority.
That's fair.
To
That's
turn
fair.
things.
Let's talk the Democratic side. I don't want to cut them short.
Oh, yeah. So on the Democratic side, make no bones about this, TJ. We talk about the factions in the Republican Party. There are factions on the Democratic side as well. There are moderate Democrats, and there are Democrats who trend much further to the left, and you can see that in this party. Now, there's a challenge. Teresa Torreseva, who is vice chair, is that what you go, vice chairman?
I think so.
Of the State Democratic Party, is going to challenge, presumably Mike Pushkin. I presume he's going to run for re-election as statewide party chair.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I don't know if there's competition's a good thing. Nothing wrong with that, right? So I don't know if this signals a change in the direction of the Democratic Party, but my takeaway at looking at this, it highlights that for me, it's not everybody going in the same direction. There are two factions there, albeit just smaller numbers when it comes to the Democratic Party in West Virginia.
Look, give Pushkin his due, and I know he rubs a lot of people the wrong way sometimes. I think he's blunt. I appreciate that because you know what the guy is thinking. With that said, he's done a good job. He's filled the ballot out. I mean, there were a lot of times you couldn't get a Democrat to run anywhere, so you got to give him kudos for that. So the Republicans, in what is going on, has created this opportunity, also aligned with this narrative of affordability and the struggles that people are seeing every day in their utility bills and paying for gasoline, the price of coffee, the price of bread, all of these things that people remember an easier time. And they're looking for that. It needs to be a little easier. So this affordability message, all coming together to be able to open the door for Democrats. I think it's a matter of, if I'm a Democrat and I get a vote in who's the party chair, who can find the center and who can best live in the center? You're not going to win this by going to the far left. You're not. I'm sorry. You're not going to win West Virginia by going to the far left. The other part of that is, in my opinion, who can bring the money? We know that both Republican factions can bring the money. They proved that. $5 million plus in this primary. They can get the money. Who has the best ties to get national Democratic dollars in here to try to be effective and take some of these seats? I don't know who that is. I don't know if it's Pushkin. I don't know if it's Torreseva. I don't have a dog in the hunt. But if I'm a guy that gets a vote on who gets to be the chair of my party, if I'm a Democrat, those are kind of the two things I'm looking for. Thoughts?
Oh, I think you're in the ballpark. Be normal. If I was a political strategist today, be normal. Yeah. Act normal. Don't act crazy. Don't go far this way, that way, or the other direction. Just be normal. And you probably will resonate, like you said, because what do people really talk about, TJ? Gas prices, price of eggs, price of lumber, milk,
yeah,
roads, public. We were talking about public schools closing again this morning in the pre-show meeting. That's what people talk about.
Yeah,
I know the hot button issues, divisive. You get the mailers. I get it. I understand, but be normal.
West Virginia is really like one big town.
Oh,
and what do mayors focus on? Those things that you're talking about. Potholes. If you can, as a politician, figure out how to take credit and people buy into the fact that you are the pothole repair king of West Virginia, you're going to get elected. Oh, by the way, my youngest, we were driving down, we were on vacation coming back. They patched all the potholes on Tays Valley Road, which is wonderful. She looks at me, she says, "Daddy, when did they decide to make the road polka dot?" I said, "Well, honey, that's a whole different story right there." But also, here's another one for you. Is there any merit? You look at the Republicans, Josh Holstein, also, a delegate. So you've got a delegate and a party chair. That's the position of Pushkin, delegate and a party chair. Is there any upside for the Democrats in keeping that rather than electing Torreseva, who is not elected to the legislature? I don't know that there's upside one way or the other. I'm trying to figure that out. But does that carry any weight in the decisioning that Democrats are going to face this weekend?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess it depends.
I don't know if it makes a hill of beans. I don't know.
I guess it depends on what direction. If you feel like you're heading in the right direction, or if you feel like you need to go, build off that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out this weekend.
Yep.
All right. Ethan, our producer, a mysterious character on this program, was up on what has been coined Randy's Ridge. So that would be the hillside, technically outside the stadium, where you can go and sit and watch the ball games. He was up there with the Rowdies last night, or whatever they're called. We'll get his experience. This may be our last show, TJ, if we do this. You are aware of that, right?
I was looking for a job when I found this one. Is that what someone said?
We'll get his perspective coming up next. This is Talkline from the Cove Insurance Studios.
Feeling under the weather but don't want to leave home? With WVU Medicine Virtual Urgent Care, you can connect with a provider in minutes, right from your phone, tablet, or computer. from cold and flu symptoms to minor injuries and more. Expert care is just a click away. No waiting room, no commute. Available when you need it most, including evenings and weekends. Skip the trip and feel better faster. Visit wvumedicine.org/virtualuc.
Approach your retirement with confidence. With over 150 years of combined experience, the advisors of the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group provide advice and wealth management strategies to individuals, families, small businesses, professional offices, and institutions. With the Stike team, you'll have access to an advising team with extensive resources, a client-first mindset, and a passion for helping transform the lives of those we serve. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike today and join the team that's dedicated to your success.
You're listening to Talkline on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Stay ahead of West Virginia weather with MetroNews Television, now bringing you a new way to stay informed across the Mountain State. Get updates daily at 9, noon, and 4, from headlines and precipitation to severe weather threats and highs and lows. See conditions from panhandle to panhandle and check travel with the Fly CRW forecast. Our meteorologists are on your screens and on Talkline, Midday, Hotline, and Sportsline, keeping you up to date. MetroNews Television weather, accurate, local, and always on.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
It is boat weather this week, but if you're standing on the shoreline watching all your buddies have fun, that's because that's because you did not listen to my advice, but there's still time. Get ready for the rest of summer with great deals on pontoon and fishing boats at Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Check out the entire inventory, LouWendellMarineSales.com. Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun. Investigative reporter Chris Lawrence texted me during the break, TJ, that it's known as Randy's Ridge because when Randy Mazey was coaching and would get told to go home early by the umpire, that he would go up on the ridge and watch the rest of the game because
not in the ballpark.
He's out of the stadium, right? That is where producer Ethan watched last night's game from, up in the cheap seats. And all right, well, we said he could come on and talk about his experience. Ethan, good morning. What was it like up on Randy's Ridge last night?
Well, thank you, Dave and TJ. It's a honor and a privilege to share the airwaves, and it was a lot of fun. You say cheap seats, more like free seats, because it was completely free. But I arrived there at 3 o'clock when the gates opened, and I got still only midway through the parking lot.
So where were you?
So I guess you could line it up as I was parallel with the foul pole line of right field.
That sounds about right for you.
Yeah, that probably was where I was lined up with. By the way, I did not beat Joe Bricado to the stadium, if you were curious.
Well, knowing your work ethic, Ethan, that doesn't surprise me.
But, yeah, I mean, I arrived there, I thought, pretty early, and I still didn't get, like, one of the better seats up on the ridge. But my fiance, she got off work at 5, so since I had the day off, I decided to go over there real early, and she had to park all the way over in Sam's Club. I say Sam's Club because there was no parking over in University Town Center Walmart.
So, Ethan, it feels to me like Randy's Ridge is where the game meets tailgating, meets I can watch, I can enjoy, I can socialize, I can do all kinds of different things. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's a very fair thing to say. I mean, we had the press release that came out said that there was no tailgating allowed. So, I mean, you can imagine that.
Sure, people honored that.
Yeah, you can imagine how much people honored that. But, I mean, it was kept pretty low-key, I guess you could call it. I mean, there wasn't a lot of there was no grilling or anything like that. There was no food involved. I think there was just people having drinks and stuff like that.
The $1 million question everybody wants to know, Ethan, were you shirtless?
No, I was not.
Thank you.
I texted both you and TJ this. You were talking about the wave thing. I am not a wave guy. If I go to a baseball game, any kind of game, my focus is on the game. I do not get involved with crowd antics.
Will you go over for the Super Regional? 10 seconds.
No, I cannot. I have a promotional event that I have to go to Friday, and I'm going to a dirt race on Saturday.
Just tell them.
Event.
Just tell. Is it work related? The promotional event? That's
Yes.
work related. You tell them. Dave and TJ said you have the day off.
Best of luck telling Rochelle that.
Rochelle, Ethan has to go to the baseball game. He's got Friday off. There you go, producer Ethan. All right,
Thank you.
Ethan's actually going to join us as our unpaid, unofficial, unreliable, and unqualified World Cup correspondent in the coming weeks as well. Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
All right, we'll wrap things up after this.
Hello, West Virginia. This is Rachel Fetty Anderson, candidate for U.S. Senate. My team and I are so grateful for your trust and the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate race in November. We heard you. You are ready for change. While we work to earn your vote, we will be representing a different kind of blue, free of corporate dollars, and working only for West Virginians, our communities, our families, and our children. Look for Rachel Fetty Anderson on your ballot in November. I look forward to meeting you this summer, and I'll see you in November. I'm Rachel Fetty Anderson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Elect Fetty Anderson, Senate campaign.
Located in the heart of West Virginia, Bridgeport is the place to play. Endless indoor and outdoor recreation opportunities, including the Bridgeport Complex, coupled with a dynamic food scene, make Bridgeport the perfect getaway destination for couples and families. Explore unique shopping and pick from a wealth of lodging options to find something perfect for your needs. Explore the heart of West Virginia in Bridgeport. Learn more about all there is to do at greater-bridgeport.com.
Right now, America is hungry for energy, more power, more reliability, and more security. So here's a question worth asking. Why not coal? And why not now? West Virginia sits on one of the most abundant energy resources in the world. Generations of miners, proven infrastructure, and coal-fired power plants already delivering dependable, around-the-clock electricity. At a time when demand is surging and reliability matters more than ever, coal isn't a question mark, it's a solution. Today, there's robust support in West Virginia and Washington to strengthen American energy independence using the resources we already have. So again, we ask, why not coal? And why not now? Because when it comes to powering our homes, our hospitals, our economy, and new opportunities, West Virginia Coal is ready. A message from the Friends of Coal, powering America today and tomorrow.
You're listening to Talkline on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs and 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Plumb out of time. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 10:06. This is Talkline on MetroNews for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.